Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you want more out of life, you've got to become more. Success, fulfillment, greatness, it doesn't just show up at your door uninvited. You don't just wish for it and expect it to fall into your lap. Life gives you what you earn, what you grow into. And that means you have to change. You have to elevate. You have to become someone capable of handling more, deserving of more. Let's break it down. 10 powerful truths that will shape your journey. What you have in your life right now, the success, the struggles, the victories, the setbacks, it's all a reflection of the standards you've set for yourself. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you demand. You get what you tolerate. If you tolerate mediocrity, that's exactly what life will give you. If you settle for average, you will wake up one day wondering why greatness never knocked on your door. But here's the truth. It was never about opportunity not showing up. It was about your standards not being high enough to attract it. Raise your standards in how you think, in how you work, in how you show up in this world, because the moment you decide that enough is enough, that you will no longer accept anything less than excellence, that is the moment your life begins to change. The shift doesn't happen when someone else tells you you're ready. It happens when you decide that where you are is no longer acceptable. It happens when you look in the mirror and say, I refuse to be anything less than the best version of myself. You see, the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are willing to fight for. And fighting for something requires standards that are unshakable. It requires you to hold yourself accountable when no one else is watching. It requires you to say no to excuses, no to distractions, and no to the temptation of taking the easy way out. Because greatness isn't found in comfort. Greatness is forged in discipline, in persistence, in the relentless pursuit of something more. You don't get what you dream about. You get what you have the courage to demand. Look at the people you admire, the ones who seem to defy the odds, who reach levels others only talk about. They don't have something you don't have. They just demand more of themselves. They refuse to settle. They don't wait for permission to be great. They decide, and that decision is backed by action, day in and day out, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times they fall. Their standards don't waver just because life gets tough. If anything, they rise higher. So I ask you, what are you tolerating in your life right now that you know isn't serving you? What have you accepted as good enough when deep down you know it's beneath your potential? It's time to draw the line. It's time to say no more. No more playing small. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more making excuses for why you haven't stepped into the life you were meant to live. The only thing standing between you and the next level of your life is the standard you set for yourself today. So set it high. Set it so high that you have no choice but to rise. Because the moment you do, life will rise to meet you. Let me tell you something. Nothing in this world is just handed to you. Nothing. You don't wake up one day and find success sitting at your doorstep, waiting for you like a package delivered by luck. No. You get what you work for. You get what you fight for. And if you're not willing to put in the work, to sacrifice, to struggle, then don't expect anything extraordinary to come your way. That's the truth. You have to develop a relentless work ethic, one that makes people question if you ever sleep, if you ever get tired, if you ever slow down. While others are resting, you grind. While they're making excuses, you're making progress. When they're too afraid to start, you've already finished. That's the difference between those who dream and those who do. And make no mistake, the world doesn't care about what you want. It only responds to what you're willing to earn. The path to success is not a straight line. It's not smooth and it's not comfortable. It will test you. It will push you to your limits. There will be nights where you question yourself, mornings where you don't feel like getting up, moments when everything in you wants to quit. But that's where you separate yourself. That's where you decide who you are. Will you fold under pressure, or will you rise above it? Too many people want the rewards but don't want the work. They want the results but not the grind. That's not how greatness works. You have to outwork, outlast, and outperform. Not once, not twice, but every single day. Every moment is an opportunity to push forward. And if you're not willing to put in that kind of effort, then step aside because someone else will. But here's the thing. This is not about working for the sake of working. It's about discipline. It's about commitment. It's about being so locked in, so dedicated to your craft, your purpose, your vision, that no obstacle, no setback, no failure can break you. That's what sets champions apart. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They show up. They put in the work. They do what needs to be done even when they don't feel like it. So ask yourself, how bad do you really want it? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to wake up earlier, stay later, push harder? Because if you're not, then be honest with yourself. You don't really want it. You just like the idea of it. But if you do, if you truly want it, then no excuse, no obstacle, no doubt will be enough to stop you. You don't deserve success. You earn it. And the only way to earn it is through relentless, disciplined, unstoppable work. So make your choice. Are you going to watch others pass you by, or are you going to dig deep, put in the work, and take what's yours? Because in the end, that's the only way. Relentless effort, day in, day out, no matter what. Everything starts in the mind. Everything. Before you take a step, before you lift a finger, before you even try, your mind has already decided what's possible. It is either your greatest weapon or your biggest obstacle. And make no mistake, if you let doubt creep in, but when you train your mind to be strong, to be focused, to be unshakable, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when no challenge, no setback, no failure can hold you down. Because it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. It's about the story you tell yourself when things get hard, when doors close, when life knocks you to your knees. Do you stay down? Do you make excuses? Or do you stand up, dust yourself off, and push forward? This is why you have to guard your mind like a fortress. You have to be mindful of what you allow in. Fill it with negativity, and that's what you will see in the world. Let fear take root, and it will paralyze you. Surround yourself with people who only complain, who doubt, who settle, and you'll find yourself doing the same. But when you feed your mind with knowledge, with wisdom, with belief, suddenly the world looks different. You start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start to believe in solutions instead of problems. And that belief, that's what drives action. That's what turns potential into results. Because what you think, you become. If you see yourself as weak, you will act weak. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you will never be. But if you train yourself to see possibility, if you condition your mind to be resilient, to be disciplined, to be relentless, then there is no limit to what you can achieve. That doesn't mean you won't face doubt. That doesn't mean fear won't knock on your door. But the difference is, you won't let it control you. You won't let it dictate your decisions. You won't let it steal your future, because you've trained yourself to rise above it. You've built the mental toughness to keep moving no matter how hard it gets. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind? Are you filling it with strength, with focus, with determination, or are you letting it be poisoned by fear, by distractions, by excuses? Because at the end of the day, your mindset will either make you or break you. It will either push you forward or hold you back. And the choice is always yours. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to swoop in and fix your life, hand you success, or make things easy. If you're waiting for someone else to make it happen for you, you will be waiting forever. It's on you, your choices, your actions, your habits, your discipline. If you don't like where you are, if you don't like what's happening in your life, then do something about it. Because the moment you take responsibility, the moment you stop blaming everything and everyone around you, that's when you take back your power. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to say, I didn't get the opportunity, or I wasn't born into the right circumstances, or they held me back. But excuses don't change reality. Excuses don't build success. The hard truth is, you are the common denominator in every challenge you face and every victory you achieve. That means you hold the key. That means you have the ability to change your situation, if you're willing to own it. That's what responsibility is. It's not about blame, it's about ownership. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I am in control of my life. Not my past, not my parents, not my boss, not society, me. My choices got me here, and my choices will take me to where I want to be. That's a powerful realization, because once you accept it, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become the architect of your future. But taking responsibility isn't just about what's gone wrong. It's also about owning your potential. It's about realizing that you have everything you need to build the life you want. You have the ability to work harder. You have the ability to learn more. You have the ability to make better decisions. But none of that happens until you decide to stop making excuses and start making progress. It won't be easy. Growth never is. It requires looking at yourself honestly, confronting your weaknesses, and making changes, real changes. It's uncomfortable, it's painful, but it's necessary. Because once you take full responsibility, you gain the power to rewrite your story. You stop being a passenger in your own life and take the wheel. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to stop waiting, stop blaming, stop hoping for a different outcome without putting in different effort? Because the life you want is possible. The success you dream of is possible, but only if you take ownership. Only if you stop looking outside yourself for answers and start looking within. You have the power. You've always had it. But power without responsibility is wasted. So stand up, own your life, take full responsibility, and watch how everything starts to change. The moment you think you know it all is the moment you stop growing. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start falling behind. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. And the ones who make it, the ones who rise to the top and stay there, are the ones who never stop learning. They stay hungry. They stay curious. They seek knowledge like their life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Look at the most successful people in the world, the greats, the leaders, the visionaries. They didn't get there by accident. They didn't get there by settling for what they already knew. They got there because they kept evolving. They kept learning. They read. They studied. They surrounded themselves with people who challenged them, who pushed them to think bigger, to be better. They never let their ego block their growth, because ego is the enemy of progress. The moment you believe you've learned enough, the moment you stop being a student, you've already lost. The world keeps moving. The game keeps changing. And if you refuse to grow, you will be left behind. You don't want to be the person still playing by yesterday's rules while the rest of the world is 10 steps ahead. But learning isn't just about books. It's not just about sitting in a classroom or getting degrees. It's about life. It's about asking questions, about seeking wisdom, about listening, truly listening to people who have been where you want to go. It's about learning from failure, from struggle, from experience, because every setback holds a lesson. Every challenge carries wisdom. The question is, are you paying attention? Are you willing to learn from the tough moments, from the mistakes, from the times you got knocked down? Or are you too busy making excuses, too busy blaming circumstances instead of learning the lesson and leveling up? You have to stay humble. No matter how much you achieve, no matter how much success comes your way, you have to remember there is always more to learn. The moment you let pride take over, the moment you start believing you're too good to ask questions, too smart to take advice, too successful to grow, that's when the decline begins. Because true mastery isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing that there's always more to learn. So stay curious. Stay open. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not just people who agree with you. Read, study, learn from those who came before you. Seek wisdom, not just information. And most importantly, apply what you learn, because knowledge without action is wasted. Commit to growth. Commit to evolving every single day, because the ones who keep learning, who keep improving, who keep pushing themselves to be better, those are the ones who leave a legacy. Those are the ones who change the game. Take a good look at the people around you, the ones you talk to every day, the ones you confide in, the ones you spend your time with, because they are shaping you in ways you don't even realize. They are either pulling you forward or holding you back. They are either feeding your ambition or poisoning your potential. And if you think you can rise to greatness while staying surrounded by mediocrity, you are lying to yourself. You can't fly with eagles if you're running with pigeons. You can't soar to new heights while clinging to people who are afraid of the sky. If you want to elevate your life, your circle has to elevate too. Because the truth is, success is contagious, but so is failure. If you spend your time with people who dream big, who set high standards, who push themselves every day, then that mindset, that hunger, that energy will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who complain, who make excuses, who settle for less, then eventually you will start thinking like them. And before you know it, your dreams will shrink to fit their limitations. You need to be around winners. People who push you, who challenge you, who make you uncomfortable in the best way possible. People who see more in you than you see in yourself, who call you out when you're slacking, who won't let you settle, who remind you of your potential when you start to forget, because there will be moments when you doubt yourself, moments when you feel like giving up. And in those moments, the people around you will either lift you up or let you fall. But don't just look for friends, look for mentors. Find people who have what you want, who have already walked the path you're trying to walk. Study them, learn from them. Success leaves clues, but you have to be paying attention. Watch how they move, how they think, how they handle failure. Because winners don't make excuses, they find solutions. Winners don't waste time, they invest it. Winners don't wait for opportunities, they create them. And sometimes, leveling up means letting go. It means walking away from relationships that no longer serve your growth. It means distancing yourself from people who are comfortable staying exactly where they are. That's not easy. It hurts. But staying in the wrong circle will cost you more than leaving ever will. Because the wrong people will drain you, distract you, and delay your destiny. So take a look around. Are the people in your life inspiring you or limiting you? Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? If you want to win, get around winners. Surround yourself with people who make you better. And when you do, watch how your mindset shifts. Watch how your habits change. Watch how your life starts to transform. Because when you surround yourself with greatness, greatness becomes your standard. Fear is a liar. Doubt is a thief. They whisper in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, not ready, not worthy. They will paralyze you if you let them. They will steal your dreams, hold you back, and keep you playing small. But let me tell you something. Fear only has power if you listen to it. Doubt only wins if you believe it. Everyone feels fear. Everyone questions themselves at some point, but the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't the absence of fear, it's the refusal to be controlled by it. The greatest people in the world, the ones who built empires, changed industries, and broke barriers, weren't fearless. They just made a decision. That fear would not dictate their future. That doubt would not be their downfall. When you're scared, move forward anyway. When you hear that voice telling you, you can't, stand up and say, watch me. Because the only way to silence fear is through action. You can't think your way out of fear. You can't wait for the doubt to disappear. You have to move. You have to take that step even when your legs are shaking. You have to show up even when your voice is trembling. And the more you do, the stronger you become. You see, growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. Nothing great was ever built in the land of safety. You want to reach your full potential? You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to walk into the unknown, to take risks, to fail and get back up. That's where the breakthroughs happen. That's where transformation takes place. Think about every big moment in your life. Every time you leveled up, every time you became stronger, wiser, better. It wasn't when things were easy. It was when you faced something that scared you, when you pushed past doubt, when you did the thing you thought you couldn't do. That's when you grew. That's when you proved to yourself that you were capable of more than you ever imagined. And here's the truth. Fear never fully goes away. Doubt will always try to creep back in. But the more you push through, the less control they have over you. The more you act in spite of fear, the more confidence you build. And one day you wake up and realize you're no longer waiting for fear to leave. You're moving forward with it right there beside you, refusing to let it win. So don't let fear stop you. Don't let doubt steal your destiny. The life you want, the success you dream of, the person you are meant to become, it's all on the other side of fear. And the only way to get there is to push through, step by step, moment by moment, until one day you look back and realize you weren't fearless, you were unstoppable. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you wake up fired up, ready to take on the world. Other days, you don't feel like doing anything. You're tired, you're distracted, you're uninspired. But here's the truth. Champions don't operate on feelings. They operate on commitment. You will not always feel like showing up. You will not always feel like giving 100%. But discipline? Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't wait for inspiration. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to do it. That's what separates the great from the average. Anybody can work hard when they feel like it. Anybody can put in effort when it's convenient, when the conditions are perfect, when there's excitement in the air. But real achievement, that comes from showing up when no one is watching. From putting in the work when there's no applause, no recognition, no immediate reward. From doing it over and over and over again until it becomes who you are. Discipline is waking up early when your body begs for more sleep. It's going to the gym when you'd rather sit on the couch. It's studying, practicing, pushing, grinding, when nobody's forcing you to, when nobody would blame you for taking a break. But you don't take that break because you know that's the difference between winning and losing, between greatness and regret. You see, discipline is freedom. People think discipline is restrictive, that it takes the fun out of life. No. Discipline gives you control. It gives you power. It ensures that you're not a slave to your emotions, to distractions, to laziness. When you master discipline, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, nothing can stop you. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They refuse to let their feelings dictate their actions. They built habits. They stuck to a routine. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They created it. And that's what you must do. So when you don't feel like working, work anyway. When you don't feel like giving your best, give it anyway. When your mind tells you to quit, keep going anyway. Because discipline isn't about what you do when it's easy, it's about what you do when it's hard. And those moments, those hard moments, are what define you. You don't build discipline overnight. You build it every single day, one decision at a time, one choice to show up. One choice to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. And over time, that discipline becomes unbreakable. It becomes who you are. And when that happens, nothing, not fear, not doubt, not failure, can stand in your way. Too many people believe success is about how much they can take, how much they can gain, how much they can stack up for themselves. They chase wealth, power, and status, thinking these things will bring them fulfillment. But let me tell you something. Real success, lasting success, isn't about how much you take. It's about how much you give. It's about how much value you bring to others. It's about making an impact that goes beyond yourself. Look around at the people who have truly left a mark on this world. The great leaders, the innovators, the game changers. They didn't just focus on themselves. They focused on serving. They built something that helped others. They created opportunities, opened doors, lifted people up. And because they gave so much, success followed them naturally. Not because they were chasing it, but because they were adding value. That's the secret most people miss. You don't get more by hoarding, by keeping everything to yourself, by making everything about you. You get more by giving. You rise higher by helping others rise. When you bring value, when you serve, when you make a difference in the lives of others, life finds a way to reward you. But don't misunderstand me. This isn't about giving so you can get something in return. It's about becoming the kind of person who is so valuable, so indispensable, that opportunities and success become inevitable. It's about shifting your mindset from how can I get ahead to how can I help? Because when you focus on helping, doors open, people notice, and the rewards come not because you demanded them, but because you earned them. So ask yourself, how are you adding value? How are you showing up for the people around you? Are you making things better, or are you only focused on yourself? Because if you want to grow, if you want to succeed, you have to give. Give your time, give your energy, give your knowledge. Give encouragement, give support, give wisdom. Give without keeping score, without worrying about what's coming back to you. Because when you serve with a full heart, abundance follows. This world doesn't need more takers. It needs more givers. It needs more people who are willing to stand up and say, I'm here to make a difference. It needs more leaders, more mentors, more role models. People who inspire, who uplift, who build instead of destroy. That's the legacy that matters. That's the kind of success that lasts. So don't chase success, chase impact. Chase service. Chase the opportunity to leave things better than you found them. Because when you commit to adding value, to giving more than you take, you will never lack. Success will find you, fulfillment will fill you, and you'll know, without a doubt, that your life meant something. And in the end, isn't that what really matters? How many times have you told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow? How many times have you waited for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, the ideal condition? Let me tell you something. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The right time is now, right here, right where you stand. Because if you keep waiting, life will pass you by. Too many people spend their days dreaming, planning, wishing, yet never moving. They convince themselves they need more time, more preparation, more certainty. They wait until they feel ready, but let me tell you something, you will never feel fully ready. Fear will always whisper. Doubt will always creep in. And excuses will always be easy to find. If you let them control you, you'll wake up one day and realize that life has moved forward, but you haven't. If you want something, go get it. Now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it. Take action today. Make the call, send the email, step into that gym, write that first page. Start the work, because success doesn't wait for you to be comfortable. It rewards those who move, even when they're scared, even when they're uncertain, even when they don't have all the answers. Action creates momentum. And momentum changes everything. You don't have to know every step. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step, and then another, and then another. Before you know it, you're in motion. And when you're in motion, you build confidence, you learn, you grow, you become. But if you sit back and wait, if you keep making excuses, if you keep telling yourself one day, someday, maybe later, nothing changes. And that's the most dangerous place to be, stuck, because every day you wait is a day you'll never get back. Every day you hesitate is a day wasted. So what are you waiting for? Permission? You don't need it. The perfect plan? You won't find it. More time? Time is running, whether you act or not. The only thing that matters is that you start, because the people who win in life are not the ones who had the best circumstances. They're the ones who moved, who took action, who made mistakes, who learned, who kept pushing forward even when they were scared, even when it was hard. This is your moment. This is your time. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to go after it. Not next year, not next month, now. Because every dream, every goal, every success story begins the same way, with one step. So take it, and then take another. Because your future isn't waiting, it's moving. And the only question is, are you moving with it? Listen to me. This life, this opportunity, this moment, it's yours. But you don't get what you want. You get what you become. So become the person who deserves the success you seek. Become the person who refuses to quit. Become the person who transforms their life from ordinary to extraordinary. You want more? Then become more. Now, go make it happen.